Hey everyone, it's Alan with B&A Adventures, and I thought I'd make a little bit of a video today about some of the things I've been doing lately as a result of me getting into 3D printing. Several of my friends know that I've been doing this for a few months now. Started out, got me a Bamboo Labs X1C printer. Had never messed with a 3D printer before in my life, had never touched CAD software, and just decided to teach myself how to do this stuff. It looked neat, making things, and as a result, I started thinking, what are some things that I want that I cannot buy? Or if I can buy it, they're not the way I want them to be. In other words, I know of a way to improve it. I'm a tinkerer. I just like to look for the better mousetrap. So I'm going to go across a few of the things that I've been doing that as a result have made what I consider to be my bread and butter right here, my Prijon Yukon Expedition, also known as Pearl, a little bit better. This boat was made in 1998. It's a 27-year-old boat. Solid as a rock. You can't get better plastic than what the Germans engineered here. They don't have the modern amenities like the new touring boats do with the improved outfitting, padding, cushioning, things like that. So I was like, well, how can I improve that? A lot of my friends, they use the foam seat back. You'll see a lot of the River Kings, they'll be putting these in their boats. But I was like, well, what can I do to actually integrate a real seat back into this? Now, earlier, you saw me make a video where I had made a set of aluminum brackets, and that's these right here. I'll show you the video to these brackets up here, but I have since modified my way of doing things. I already had them in the boat, so I wanted to go ahead and make sure that whatever I replaced these with would mount in the same holes. I did not want to drill any more holes. Now, the reason that I wanted to replace these isn't just because I wanted to go with something that's non-metal. It's because when I first did these, I took the boat out into the lake and started doing some roll practice with it. You're inevitably going to flip when you're in some white water, hit rocks. Something's going to happen where one day you're going to flip over. So I was just practicing my roll. And I learned that with these brackets, the seat back right here was too high and too far forward. So when I do a sweep, I do what's called a sweep roll. When you're sweeping, it's going from here to here, and you need to lay back to do it. The problem with it is that this seat back was too high, and it was stopping my ability to get back. I ended up having to cock my wrist and throw the paddle forward to finish getting out of the water. So I made another set of brackets with the 3D printer that moved the pivot for this seat further back and further down. And you can see that right here. You can see how low that seat back is now. It is perfect. I can roll this boat just fine. So let me show you how I did this. To start with, I went out to Wilderness Systems website and I found this Wilderness Systems Phase 3 seat back. It comes as a kit. You can order it online separate from anything else. And I think it was about $75 at the time. But that's what I used to put those earlier brackets on the seat pan. Now you can see down here, these are the brackets that I created. This pivot used to be right here, and it used to be about 1.5 inches taller. And as a result, I could not get back far enough to roll this boat. As you see it here, it's not far above the rim, and that's fantastic. That's exactly what I needed it to be. So these are all built solid out of PETG plastic. I needed it to be rigid. I needed it to be strong, and it is definitely that. And it does fit in the same holes that I did before. These are the brackets that I made. As you can see, it's got a little hole there for the pivot posts. It's got a little slot there for the hook and 2 mounting holes, as you can see right here. So these are the ones that I will now print out in case anybody else wants one. I will sell these as a set for $20, $25. It's not that much. I'm not looking to make a huge profit, but at the same time, I do want to recoup some of the cost of the plastic, the power that it takes it, the wear and tear on the printer. If anybody else wants to put a Phase 3 seat back system in their Yukon, look me up. I will sell you a set of these. Now that's one thing that I've done. Something else that I did was that when I first got this boat, the person who had it before me had this rudder just bungee to this handle. It did not have any type of hardware on the boat itself for this to rest on. Now you'll see it does now. There is a Prijon rubber mounted rudder rest that goes right here. You have to drill a couple of holes to put it on. But I was thinking to myself, I said, I really don't want to drill a couple of holes if I don't have to. What can I do to make this work? Now I have seen, we're on the Gudgeon, and this is an extra Gudgeon. I have one laying around just in the event I ever need one. If you break one of these, go ahead and have it on hand. They all have this little ring right here. And that little ring, I've seen other people put a insulated or a set of insulated cable clamps across this that will then catch the rudder. But I kind of thought that's a little janky looking. It's not really purpose built. So I was thinking to myself, well, what can I do to change that? Well, I sat down on CAD and I designed something. And because of the contour of this, it's really difficult to just come right out and figure out what all that is. So what I did, I actually took a Lidar scanner and I scanned the very top of this Gudgeon. And when I scanned it like that, I was able to put it in the CAD program, create what I call a plug. And a plug is based on the original drawing. It's more along the lines of true shapes. With that Lidar scanner, I was able to create this. This is a Gudgeon mounted rudder rest. And what this allows me to do is that I also created it with two holes. I've got my lift lines. They run right to those two holes. They go back and they square up with the center of the rudder. So when you've got that rudder squared up, there's no rubbing against the sides and it drops right in. The V, I've got it to where it can come in at a little bit of an angle. You can see the difference there. But then it drops right in, and there's a hole on this side that you can just put a piece of a bungee with a hook on it to just come right up there and clamp down. I love this because it is a purpose-built, ready-to-fit piece of hardware. Once you put that bolt in there, that one bolt, you've got yourself a brand new rudder rest that is purpose-built, and it is made to integrate to the Gudgeon, no holes drilled in the boat, along with your lift line guides. So I love that. There are several other things that I've used a 3D printer for. If you don't have one of these, you need one, whether it be the stainless steel one that comes with the Prijons, or if you don't have that one, which my boat didn't come with it, I created this. This is a PETG plastic, two-piece, one-hole, pivot for the cable. So I can actually take this, put it on there. Well, I take this and wrap the cable around it first and put it on there and bolt it to the boat. This is what you end up with. This is a bungee cord. This is the rudder pull. This is the rudder pull. And this is another bungee cord. The bungee cords are to keep the turtles tight. But as you can tell, all you got to do is pull it. Pull it. And it's got a little pulley inside. And it runs right around there. Makes it really easy. Keeps everything from fraying. And it's a really nice and clean job of doing things. So those are just a few of the things I've done with the 3D printer. For those of you that don't know, I've also been selling, I don't know, probably about 20 or 25 of these. These are my GoPro inserts. I needed a solution to go in my Pelican 1120 case for putting my cameras and batteries into a watertight compartment, and I can just drop the case right behind the seat here. Well, this is one that I just recently made, getting ready to deliver this on Wednesday. But the way it all works out, all your cameras, all your batteries, all your supplies, lock it right up, just like that. Throw it in the back. Always put a tether on it because you never know. You don't want a yard sale out there in the middle of the river. But that works quite well. All of these items that I have showed you, I can make again and again and again. So if any of you are interested in purchasing any of these different items, something that you think would be a great addition to your boat, let me know. The only reason that I've done this is because I have one of these boats. If I didn't have it, I wouldn't do it. I've had people ask me, can I do it for other boats? Well, I don't have the other boat to do it with, and to be honest with you, I don't know if I'd be interested in it because, again, I'm not getting a benefit out of it other than just money, and that's not why I do this. But anyway, just wanted to share those things with you, let you see how I've been doing things. I have gotten into 3D printing in a big way. I'm all about making things that you can't buy. I can't even begin to show you the multitude of other items that I've created that are not kayak related, but believe me, there's quite a few. But anyway, if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up. I'll answer any question you have. All right? Alan with B&A Adventures. You guys have a great day.